now. What you streaming? Hey y'all.
Hey everybody.
Welcome to the What You Streamin' podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Allie.
This is Katie.
And we are your hosts of this new fantastic little podcast called What You Streamin'.
Mm-hmm.
We wanna know what you're watching.
Mm-hmm.
And in turn, we're gonna tell you what we're streaming.
Oh yeah.
And it'll be a trip.
It's gonna be a good time. Sometimes. You know what? It'll be an okay time.
We can guarantee at least an okay time.
For some of you.
Hopefully for most of you. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to the What You Streamin' podcast. This is the first mini-sode. If you have found your way to this episode, hopefully you have just finished listening to episode 1 of our new podcast, What You Streamin', where one of my best friends, Katie and I, watch a movie, a TV show, stream a live concert, you know, the usual, and then tell you what we thought about it. And this is the mini-sode leading into episode 2, which you can also listen to right now because we love to binge, indeed. So welcome again. I hope you enjoyed our first episode, and the upcoming episode 2, is actually originally from the Fun with Friends podcast, which, as I mentioned, I'm far too lazy at this point to create separate pages for things and whatnot. So it's all in one place now. But this original episode was recorded for my other podcast, the Fun with Friends podcast, when Katie and I virtually attended the Nevermore Film Festival that took place here in North Carolina. And I wanted to re-upload or re-release this episode as part of the What You Streamin' podcast because this event kind of drove this first season for the What You Streamin' podcast. You'll find that a lot of the movies that we cover and a lot of the people that we talk to are involved in the Nevermore Film Festival, and we were really lucky to be able to get in touch with quite a few folks that were involved in the making of films that were shown at the Nevermore Film Festival. So that's been a really kind of awesome experience, I think, for both of us, being able to talk to producers and directors and writers of some of those films. And I'm really excited to share those episodes with you. And so I wanted to make sure to, again, kind of like re-release this Nevermore episode so that if you have not listened to it already, you can listen to it now, and it will give you an idea of movies and things that we are going to be talking about that are coming up in the rest of the season. There are several movies, An Ideal Host, A Ghost Waits, The Stairs, and maybe a couple others where we, again, have actually been able to get in contact with folks from those movies and have them on the podcast. So that's coming a little later this season. And so, yeah, this one kind of teased those up nicely. So that's why I wanted to include this episode. And I hope you enjoy it and stick around for next week's new episode, which will be another mini-sode, introducing an upcoming full-length episode, if any of that makes any sense, because as I say it kind of doesn't, but that's okay. We'll all figure it out together. You can follow us on social media at Fun with Friends Podcast. Think of What You Streamin' as a Fun with Friends podcast production. It is a sub-series under the Fun with Friends podcast. Again, if any of that makes any kind of sense. Hopefully it does. And so you can find us on social media, on Instagram, at Fun with Friends Podcast, on Twitter, Fun Friends Pod 1. You can also leave us a voicemail. We've got this nifty little voice inbox. We've yet to receive any messages, which I'm a little bummed about, I'm not going to lie. But you can call us at 252-419-6004 and leave us a message. We would love to hear your thoughts on the movies that we're talking about. We would love to hear what you're streaming and get your feedback on the things that you've been watching. If you have recommendations for things that we should be streaming, by God, call in, leave us a voicemail, and we are hoping to play some of those on the mini-sodes. So if you want to be on the podcast, you can easily do that. Call in, leave us a voicemail, and we will gladly play it. And yeah, with that, short and sweet, right? That's the point of the mini-sodes. They'll probably get longer as we go along, as I do plan to share some of the kind of things that don't make the final cut. A lot of the individuals that we have interviewed for the podcast, we could all honestly just talk about movies for hours. So a lot of that will not make it into the final episodes that get aired. So I do plan to kind of take some of those edits and things from the cutting room floor and use those in the mini-sodes. So that's another fun little thing that we do have planned. But yeah, that's all for now, folks. And stay tuned. We got a lot of really awesome stuff coming your way. And get to streaming. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.